Sorry for doing this once again while driving, so everything's kind of loud and hard to hear. Especially since it's raining and you'll hear my wiper blades squeak because I need to get them changed. But I've been basically revitalizing my social media accounts as I've started to build up Bomb TV and my own art again. Don't you? Okay. Roundabouts are fun. And I just ran into something that made me laugh on the inside, actually. But so I ran into a post where a girl was showing surprise at men having favorite flowers and stuff. And then so she asked, like, men, please post your favorite flowers. And then she was showing so much joy in all these stories of men posting stories of their favorite flowers, because why wouldn't we? And it just, I guess I read a lot of old books, so that's why this stuff doesn't surprise me. I read a lot of old history books and old books, because masculine and feminine, everyone has masculine and feminine traits. Gender, as we know it, is a social construct invented in the 1960s, 1970s. It was a way of assuming control by corporations. Now, are there things that women tend to like more than men? Yes. Are there things that men tend to like more than women? Yes. But that's not gender. Gender doesn't really exist. Sex exists, in my opinion. But gender doesn't. Gendered things are kind of stupid, in my opinion. Some of the most masculine straight men I've ever met, I bet in gay bars, are gay. And some of the most effeminate men with sewing skills and flower arrangement I met at the gym lifting weights. Gender, it's the old yin yang. It's the old, the old European stories talk about the balancing of the feminine and the masculine within everyone. I mean, for crying out loud, knights were supposed to write poetry before going into battle. Samurais wrote poetry. Knights wrote long-winded poetry to the women they loved that they could never act like. They were supposed to find women that they could never obtain, so that way they could have more yearning stories and poetry to make more beautiful poetry. Like, male knights did flower arranging. These brutal, and I mean brutal, killers of blood and guts knew that to balance out, so that way they could stay sane, the masculine of their world, they had to also balance out the feminine of their world. It's not a new concept. It's only become a new concept because we've become so enamored with gender nowadays that we forget that gender's not real. Gender is not a real thing. I'm a man. I sew. I played with dolls. I still kind of play with dolls because I enjoy dressing up and building and sewing, and mostly it's dioramas I do now, but that's my doll play, is I build dioramas. I even build them with dolls sometimes, with the actual size dolls, and I custom make them and stuff. I'm very creative with my hands in what most people would consider feminine. I'm also a blacksmith. I got a forge that I'm building in my garage because I moved, and my old forge is technically my brother's, not mine. We've become so enamored with gender and having a multitude of gender that we forget that it's made up. Pangender, polygender, non-binary, binary, masculine, superfluid, fluid, those are all made up. Those are made up genders. Male, female, those are made up genders. Now, XY chromosome, XX chromosome, those are real, and those are medically needed. There are some things that, can hurt someone with XX chromosome, and some things that can hurt people with XY chromosome. Those are real. Gender's not. Gender's a made up concept. You have masculine and you have feminine. These are traits. But that doesn't mean that because you have a massive amount of feminine traits, you are female. You can still be a man with a massive amount of feminine traits. You can still be a woman with a massive amount of masculine traits. One of the most manly men I know is my older sister. I mean, awesome at sports, rugged, construction worker, muscular, and a loving mother to her children. I just find it funny that as a society we've become so enamored with gender and qualifying gender down to the minute and making sure that everyone's in the correct gender. Like for a society that continually says, "Oh, we like to remove labels," then we create a million labels so that we have the most minute box to poly-binary, like I actually ran into someone who says they're poly-binary, superfluid, bariterous, and I don't know what the bariterous meant, gendered. I don't know what any of that meant actually, but that's such a minute niche of a label. That like why do we want to I'm Joseph. My name is Joseph. And I like to play with dolls. And I like to play with swords. And I love art. And I love drawing. And I love hanging out. And I love shooting. And I love blowing things up. Because I'm human. And as a human, I have many joys. And I have many regrets. And I have many sadnesses and many happinesses. Because really, when it comes down to the end of the day, what's dangling between my legs doesn't matter to anybody but who I'm attracted to and who's attracted to me. Because at the end of the day, gender doesn't matter, pronouns don't matter, none of that matters. What matters is that I'm human, and I love strongly. May you all have a wonderfully blessed day. And remember that you are you. You are not polygendered binary. You're not polyamorous, parroted. You're not pansexually part. You're you. And there's nothing more beautiful than you. Don't make gender your identity. Make you your identity. Love you all. You have a wonderful day.